good afternoon, good evening, good whatever, wherever you find yourself. Welcome to another episode of IoT Tuesday with yours truly, Samuel Adrani. We do this every Tuesday, demystifying everything about Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and its ancillary technologies. It's a new year. Happy New Year. This is the first stream of 2024, a new season, so to speak. I pretty much categorize my seasons to be every year it's a new season for me. If this is your first time, I would really entreat that you hit the notification bell, subscribe, or just scan this QR code up here and you would join our YouTube channel. I really much appreciate it. Today's episode, we're continuing from where we started last episode, which was we had done part 2 of LoRa communication, which is node to node. In this episode, we're going to see how to use Gateway. Before then, I have some announcement for us to do. Well, if this sounds like something that is of interest to you, stick and stay. When we start with the montage and we come back, we're going to have some fun. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Yes. If this is the first time you're joining once again, I would like to say a big thank you. Welcome to the show. Just do well to subscribe, to share, share the word, spread the word, and let's have some fun. If you are on the stream, wherever you are, just, say hi and tell us where you are, watching us from. I'll just acknowledge you and give you a shout out. Well, so I have some interesting news to share. Before we get into today's episode, apologies for starting a few minutes late. Was due to some technical issues. Just as I was about to go live, things started updating, things started doing all sort of interesting and crazy things. So apologies for that. Well, let's get right into it. So the past week was a workshop held for air quality professionals. It was the air quality certification workshop for West African professionals, which brought together air quality experts from Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, I think the Gabon. I mean, pretty much anybody who mattered when it came to the conversation on air quality was in that workshop. It was a week-long workshop. I was there with my team. It was interesting and coincidentally to know that some intervention myself and the team were doing locally in our small org was actually contributing to a bigger, picture and solving a lot of problems. It came to the realization that about 6.7 people die prematurely due to, ambient air pollution, right? And this is a major issue, which needs a lot of, skills, knowledge, hands, pretty much needs everyone on board in trying to solve it. The easiest or the common way of doing it is usually by installing sensors, what we call reference grade monitor sensors, that allow for institutions, nations, municipals, communities, agencies to monitor the air quality of an area, do some analysis to know what's happening, if it's hygienic, if it's not, if it's becoming too much, and do intervention, and also policy stakeholders to affect the way it works. Now, these reference monitors can be very expensive, so it's you supplement the effort by using what we call low-cost sensors. So low-cost sensors are not in the thousands of dollars, quite inexpensive. However, they produce data which obviously can also mimic the conditions. However, they might not be as accurate as a reference monitor. So what happens is that you position your low-cost sensors, what we call, you co-locate your low-cost sensors close to these reference monitors. I'll give you an example. So if the reference monitors, which are the high grade ones, says temperature is 30 degrees Celsius and your low-cost sensor is saying something like 26 or 25 degrees Celsius, then you can have a correctional function that says, hey, anytime my low-cost sensor is reading whatever value it's reading, it's always a plus or minus, let's say 5 or something to get to the actual value of what the reference monitors are saying. And with this kind of mass deployment, we can almost near real time have accurate, air quality data to stimulate and actually help the conversation to determine how we do it. And that is something that myself and my team we've been working on exclusively a long time, for the past year. So sometimes if you didn't see our stream, we were really doing that. I have some exciting news. So today on the show, I want to first of all say a big thank you to all the team that has been working tirelessly day and night to get this product, out. We're grateful for AfriSet, for Clean Air Fund, for getting us into the conversation, and we're excited about the AfriSet connection, where AfriSet has actually asked us to bring the sensors for co-location, evaluation, and certification. EPA has also expressed interest in it. So now we're just at a stage where we are doing mass deployment. So today, today I am going to share. I think yes, we need some. Yeah. So let me introduce you to CrowdSense. Hopefully, yep. So this is CrowdSense. If you look under it, this is CrowdSense Air. Or in some of other products you see CrowdSense Gas. So this is a gas sensor, and this is how it is. Small form factor. This one uses GSM. I'll talk about. So I'll be talking about the hardware protocol and some of the things we did. So this also solar powered. Some of them will come with this inbuilt one. Others will have external panel, but this is all solar powered, remotely deployed. It sends data, real-time data, to our cloud, where we collect the data, we're doing analysis, and we're putting some AI also in it. So this is CrowdSense ENV. Then we have the brother, this is Air, sorry. So we have CrowdSense here. Again, another CrowdSense, but this one here is CrowdSense ENV. So this is the one that does pretty much, so this one does temperature, humidity, noise, atmospheric pressure, altitude, PM 2.5, UV light intensity, all in this one box. So this collects all this data, sends it to the cloud, and pretty much we do the analysis of that. The gas or air, we're doing CO2, CO, NH3, LPG, methane, propane, and ozone. Now, in terms of communication, just like I was explaining in the last episode, the question is, how do these sensors or these devices send their data to the cloud? There is some form of means of communication they do. Now, as you can see, for these two, we have this one is GSM, and this one here is running on LoRa. And we've been talking about LoRa for the past episodes, and I'm going to explain. If you were with us, you realize that in the last episode, what we did was we had a similar setup like this, where we're using the seed Shio, where we're sending temperature, humidity, and this is a LoRa module, which was using this to send the temperature, humidity data to this one here, which was also just displaying the content or the data that is coming. So what we did in the last episode was device to device or node to node communication, where one node is sending the data to another node. That is what we did, and it's based on the same principle, right? Now, in this space, they were just communicating over LoRa. However, these sensors are going to be deployed in different places, and we need them to be able to send their data remotely to the cloud. Now, a couple of ways we achieve that. So the GSM one actually has a GSM module inside, inbuilt, and that is how it allows this box or this device to send the data to the cloud for us to process and do all that we're doing. Now, the first challenge that comes in is, so GSM, what if there is no network? Now, you can be doing deployments in different places where there could be low network coverage. So ideally, you probably you do your own analysis and figure out which of the cellular networks has a higher coverage. So it could be MTN, it could be Vodafone, it could be AT, it could be any. However, that is also not scalable, or that is not, in terms of reliability, you can say that is very reliable. So I want to give a big shout out to our communications partner, Onimundo, who are helping us with communication for the GSM module. So let me introduce to you the Onimundo SIMs. Now, these are multi-network SIM cards. And what do I mean by a multi-network SIM card? This SIM card can connect to MTN, Vodafone, AT, and any other network that is local within the within the country, and actually the countries they are in. This one allows us to deploy our devices in over 140 countries without worrying about where is the connection, which network in this country gives us connectivity, what pretty much all that figured out. So with this SIM card in this box, we can literally deploy all these boxes anywhere within the 140 countries this SIM card provides connectivity to. Now, what if you want to do mass deployment? In some cases, it's not scalable to deploy. Imagine you want to deploy 1,000 sensors, right? Whether it is a multi-network SIM card, that means you have to deploy or you have to use 1,000 SIM cards. Now, that becomes very hectic to manage. Yes, Onmondo does a very good job in providing you a management console where you can manage all your SIM cards, know which devices are on it. Beautiful, perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. But then in terms of scale, that becomes expensive. That is why most of our modules are using LoRa. And that is what I'm going to be showing you today. So we're using LoRa that allows the modules not to use SIM cards, but rather the LoRa module to communicate to a gateway. And that brings us to what we're going to be doing today, setting up a gateway. So there's a scenario where the gateway we're going to set up, you can deploy probably 1,000 plus sensors. So think about these boxes. We can deploy about 1,000 of these within 10 kilometers in the rural settings with good line of sight, or within 5 kilometers in the urban areas with this gateway. So what's happening is that all these sensors are collecting the data, and then they are sending the data to the gateway. The gateway, we can process stuff on the edge or send it to our cloud, which is Azure, which is what we're going to do. So the flow is quite simple. So what we do is that now these LoRa powered ones do not need the SIM cards, but rather we'll just put these in our gateways. So hypothetically, imagine if I'm doing a massive deployment, I might probably need about 3 to 4 gateways, and all I need is 3 to 4 SIM cards so that we can get the data coming to the gateway into the cloud. And that is what we're going to be doing today. So anytime you see me, anywhere you see me, you can ask me more about the project name. The project is called Crafted Climate. That's the project name, Crafted Climate, and the sensors or the devices are called CrowdSense. So this CrowdSense Air, the other is CrowdSense M. We have other sensors coming up or products coming up that are doing indoor air quality, different types of air quality stuff. So that is a that is the exciting news I have to share with you on what we are doing. So in the next couple of days, if you see me climbing something to mount some sensor, that's what I'm doing. And feel free to hit me up, ask me any question on that. So as you can see, I'm not just here, blabbing, talking about what I am actually practically building stuff and doing stuff with IoT, which is helping in, combating and solving some of these air quality problems. And it will interest you to know that in Ghana, 28,000 people die every year from air pollution or bad air quality. So join me in fighting air pollution and providing clean air. All right, so let's get to it. Today, this is the gateway we are going to be setting up. It is the Milesight LoRa 1 gateway. This is UG67. Disclaimer, this was not given to us. We purchased it. The Crafted Climate team purchased this. So it's not like it's free, anything. It's just our review, our own ways of building it. Now, we also have another gateway from Seed Studio. It is a Seed Outdoor Gateway. Now, you don't necessarily need to have big gateways like this. You can have indoor gateways, smaller gateways that do the communication. But this is because this is going to be for major deployment. That's why we got the big ones. This one tends to be is high gain, really reliable, large coverage. As you can see from here, now this is also compatible with the Helium network. Now, if you don't know what the Helium network is, the Helium is kind of like, for lack of better words, it's a crypto for connectivity. So if we set this up on the Helium network, it means people who need connectivity can hop off this gateway, and you get some coins for people leveraging and using yours. So this is industrial grade enclosure, has a high capacity, high gain antenna. I'm just trying to see if I can read a lot of the things. It's IP6, supports 4G LTE. Now, it has a backhaul, so that means that the backhaul it has, that simply means we can connect SIM card, 4G in this case a SIM card. We can connect an Ethernet connectivity to it to get another stuff. So we're going to get into it, unboxing it now. It has some quite big fiber antennas, fiberglass antennas, and you can see, look at how big this is, long. This is one of the fiberglass antennas, high gain ones. I don't know if I can give you perspective. So this will go on top of the gateway when you deploy it outside. Quite delicate, you know. So high gain, there are two of them. First one, this is now you won't imagine, but these are all just the mounting brackets. These are the brackets on which we're going to mount this gateway. So quite heavy, heavy stuff. So we're going to leave this here. All right. So now let's get to this. Let's go to right. Let's put it here. Let me know if you, and don't feel free to ask any questions if you have, so that I can, you know, I can try to answer it for you. Yep. So this is from Milesight, like I said. So let's go ahead and open it. So today we're going to be setting it up and connecting it to Azure IoT Hub. Since we bought it, I know, you know, funny thing is, since we bought this, we've been holding off in setting it up, because we wanted to do it on the show for people to see how we're going to use it. So we've not set it up yet, and just for your sakes, we're going to set it up today for you to see how that looks like. So you can see that we have you in heart, we have you at heart, you know, to make sure that you're seeing it. So yeah, this is it fully. Get this here. See, look at how huge this thing is. So this is where the two antennas will go, and this is how the backhaul looks like. And here, so yeah, all the connectivity stuff we can put in it. And as you can see here, you have the Ethernet. Let me open this up. So here you have power, other connectivities, and here, if you look closely, you have the console LoRa system. There are lights there to show you. So let's take out all the, and then you have an SD card slot on the side here. Talk data. All right. So let's take this out. Obviously, there's a quick start guide. There's a cloud app, quick setup guide. So yep, I'm going to take this out. Put this here. Warranty card. So yeah, we have some cables to help us with the connectivity, power. Yeah, and this needs power. It's a gateway, so it needs power. So you can pretty much have a setup, a power setup either using solar or any other connectivity power source. And they have so here we can extend the power cable and it. Okay. Yeah, so I think power cable that it's watertight. Have some more brackets, mounting bracket, and it's power over Ethernet. So there you go. And I think so that would be, let's close this for now. Let's close this. Right. someone here. All right. So let's get all these things. So we have the power. Yeah, definitely power over Ethernet. So we'll need power over Ethernet. So let's. So basically, what I'm just doing is have the power here. Have a gigabit. Oh no. So you people want to connect this. So one will connect to the data source, and the other will connect to sending power to the device. So power and the now I would, if you're going to connect this outside, I'll recommend that PoE support. Yes, Festus, welcome Festus to the show. Yes, this has the PO. Yes, yeah, power by Ethernet support. So if you want to put this, if you want to connect this outside, right, I would recommend that you use an external or outside grade how do you call it, um Ethernet cable, right? Because those can withstand the external pressures, right? So don't just use any how do you call it, don't just use any cable. You want it to last for longevity's sake. So we will not be worrying so much about connecting the fiberglass. Pretty much we're just going to go straightforward, connect it to it, and have it work. As simple as that. So let's go ahead. Let's see what they are saying. Say connected to the power by Ethernet, connect to the switch, plug it, and you can have the Ethernet cable to your computer. I think I have a lot of this set up. So let's go. So what I'm going to do, so first I'm just going to power it before we go ahead to do the setup, right? Before we go ahead to do the setup. So let's go. So first of all, we're going to set up the how do you call it? We're going to set it up, and then we are going to go to Azure and set up our IoT Hub. Now, what's going to happen is that I'll try to be respectful to time. Please, how about fiber port? So Festus, this one doesn't have a fiber port, but I know there are adapters for fiber to either Cat6 or RJ45 stuff. So what you can do is that your router, right? You can have if you have a gigabit router, that still works fine. So where is that? Let me. So this is how it looks like. If you look at the inscription here. So this one here. So this is where you will put this cable will go to the gateway, and this cable will go to your switch or your router where the connectivity is coming from. So your switch can be, if it's a fiber optics one, you can just connect it to it, right? I just have a normal fiber going to a gigabit switch. So I'm just going to connect the switch data to this. So right now here, see this cable? So this cable is connected to the switch that's going to my fiber connection. So that is going to go to data here. Here, there you go. So this is going to, so this is data coming in from my fiber connection. That's what's going to give it the data. Then now now I have this other cable which will now go to, so this is power over Ethernet and data. So now it's going to take, this will take both data and power signal to the gateway. So this is how we're going to connect this. So this is set, the white one is coming from the switch, which is connected to my fiber connection, and the black one is going to be the power and data line that is going to go to the Milesight, right? Now, if you don't have any power connectors, the question is, what if I want to use a SIM card? It's a remote place, they don't have internet, right? Then I would just remove this, the white one, which is the data. I don't need the data because I'll put a SIM card in it, and I'll just use that one because I'm here, I have internet connection. That's why I'm. So now this the other side of the black of the. So this is now power and data, right? So power and data would go into the gateway. All right. So just for then, I'm going to connect this. Let's go connect this one here, the other side of the power. There we go. And at this point, I can peacefully or gracefully put this power it down there, because now the rest of the thing, the rest power and data is going to come from this one, right? Other laptop, but don't worry, I'm sure that we can figure it out. So just let me power this. Give me a sec. Let me put this. Let me find some very interesting power. This and I'm not sure which one I'm gonna connect to, but oh yeah, I have a power for it. Power for it. I got power. Really? Got some power for it. Yes. Look at this. There's a blue light here. So there's power. Um, so now there is power. Now, so the next thing I'm going to do is now take this and connect to it, and we should see we probably have power. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Yep. So I see power. Okay. You go. So now, yeah, there we go. So I see. I'm not seeing the light for console light here, but now this is and we have power. Okay, so now I can see both of them. So let me show you this. Hope you can see this. You can see the light in there. Power and data. So this thing now, yeah. So next we have to connect to it. We have to connect to the console. We have to connect to their console and try to set it up. There was this. I think I have a reflector. Heck, open reflector here. So I want to show you the screen for let's do this. Tablet to set it up, and feel free if you have for me, and I would try to answer, right? Uh Remind me later. Oh, let's do this. So interesting enough, when I rerun stuff on my machine, I totally forgot the reflector. Okay, reflector. There we go. And yeah, please feel free to to ask any question regarding this. So it doesn't feel right. So let me just make sure we have both my iPad. What I want to do is I need to make sure that we have the iPad. Please, can you share your YouTube link? We can get the previous. Yes. So, let me share this with you. So, if you can scan the QR code, um, on here. If you can scan that QR code, it will take you there. But let me quickly put this here as well. Let's do this. I'm going to drop it in there so that you can easily get that. This demystify tech production and live message. So I'm going to put it here. It's https bit.ly. So let's do this, and then so let me know if that it should be like so https we go yeah. Let me know if you can see that. But if you can't see it, no worries. I'm going to bring it up here for a bit. Let me know if you see here. Let me just. So for those asking for the, so if you go to this my YouTube channel, you should be able to see the previous video. So yeah, whilst that's happening, trying to connect voter. Yeah, so someone is asking, Sam, what are you doing? Nothing fancy. All I'm doing is trying to show you my iPad. So now what you're seeing here is my iPad. So I'm going to try to use the iPad because there is a QR code here which we need to scan on the box to start the activation of this. That's why I brought the iPad up. So now anything I do with the iPad, you'll be able to camera this. So from this point on, I will be working from my iPad. Except so this is it. They are Milesight IoT. So it says I should download the Milesight IoT Cloud application, which I'll do that. Now this is just to set it up. We've not come to Azure. We've not come to the Azure IoT side of things yet. So this is just to download the app to start to set it up. And once this is done, we can use this app, go to Azure, create our stuff, and connect. So I foresee this doing two parts. Today's part is just going to be setting it up. And then the next part, which is next week, we're going to now set up the IoT Hub and connect to it. Okay, so this says it's done. Okay, so I'm going to sign up. Let's do the sign up. Let's see. A reason why I'm doing that is I would want to use it might do a multi-factor authentication thing, and I need to use it. So let's just go ahead and do this. There you go. Let's see. While we do that, we quickly just run away from here. There's some safety precautions, guys. Feel free to ask the question. So let's see. Okay. So sorry guys. All I'm doing is I'm trying to just create an account here for us to use. Um so and because I'm using my screen, I don't want to I'm hiding it so people can see my. So let's do this. And let me know if you have any questions. This is just me trying to enter my password. Now I'm going to connect it to Microsoft Azure. Doesn't mean that you can connect it's only Microsoft Azure that you can connect to. All right. So now it's saying that there is an yeah, there is a code for me to enter. Let's see. Interesting. Yep, Milesight IoT. That's a very small code. 2 3. Yeah, that's why I brought my phone out. So running. Yep. So registered successful. So now I think we are in there, right? Hurry up, hurry up. There you go. Yeah, just allow you to send it. So now we're going to add the device. We're going to add a device. So let's go ahead here. We're going to tap on add device. Now, so there is a QR code. It's device ID. So I'm scanning the device ID, right? And bear with me, guys, for safety. Very, very. I'm trying to. Going to. All right. Let's. Hmm. I said, even if I shout, you won't know. So, device name, let's call it crafted climate main. This is a gateway. Done. So don't worry, I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back to the screen when all the sensitive things you know go away. So that's okay. So it looks like we're done. I bring you to the screen. You can see that yes, we're done, complete. So at the moment, device is not bound. Device is not bound. Power on device. After that, it will associate with your account automatically. Let's see what's happening. So right. So logged on. Okay. So now we've added the device to the cloud. Let's go to devices. Well, allow our using app. It's going to take some time for it to. So there we go. About this information, inactive is there. Okay. So just going to restart it. Then it should rebind again to it. So I'm just taking the power off. I'm going to connect it again, have it start. Then hopefully to have it bonded again. Turn it. Now let's see. And one thing you should remember also is that I put it. It's on the same network as this one. Okay. So we've connected that. Now, in some cases, what would happen is you would have to connect, change your address, or you can directly, speak to this thing, go into it, make some settings, read some data, all that stuff. But we won't do that. I just want to go with a very simple step of setting it up. So as you can see, it has a web GUI, which you can easily do that. There's also a wireless mode from the manual. They also have a wireless mode, which is you know what? Let's see. Since we're on the same network, right? Since we're on the same network, let's try it. We won't use the wired. So wireless, enable wireless network in the complete set. Okay, so there is the 192.168. This is the web-based one. If you're using the connectivity, but you see this one, if you put it on, you know what? Let's try something. There is a wireless one, which I think we can try. So let's go ahead. Let me try this here. So it says 192.168.1.1. Let's go to our browser. Let's bring. So I'm going to minimize this for now. Okay. And always on top. Yeah. When I do the always on top, you get to see that. But let's try this. So let's do HTTP. Let's do 192.1.1. If it sees it, I doubt if you see it, but because I've not done any gateway routing, the other option would be to use the Wi-Fi, right? Because it's emitting, the wireless way is it's emitting a Wi-Fi network, which we can use to do that. So whilst this is happening, I'm also going to use my phone and connect to that. Okay, so it hasn't seen it, so it's going to use my it's going to use my, how do you call it, the iPad. All right. So what's the time? Well, 9:01. unfortunately, that's what time is going to allow us to do today. Even though we started a bit late, I could still go for about a few minutes, about 10 more minutes, so that we can get the site running. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this from that network and then connect it to the okay, so it's giving gateway, is showing it has its own internet connection. So I have connected now to the gateway. And don't worry, trust me, don't worry. Next week I would have an easy way to get the screen from my laptop, onto this for you to take a look at. All right. So what I have done now is just primarily to connect to the gateway's Wi-Fi, right? So I've connected to the Wi-Fi, and then now I'm going to do the same URL. So HTTP, yes, it's the same thing. 196 1.1. So let's go here and do 196. Keep using nope. Yeah, so 192.6. So 1.1. So let's do this. HTTP. Go. 1.1. All right. Yep, and that is it. So I can see this now. I can see Milesight. So it's not directly connected to it, and then it says login web UI. The only um there's a default. So we'll enter that. I wonder why they do this. And I would encourage you that as soon as you get it, change the default admin username and password. What? Let's see. And these people. Okay. There you go. So I am in. I'm currently inside. Inside it. All right. Don't worry. I don't have my screen capture card, external screen capture card there. That's why you're seeing it. So let's I can enable SMTP because I would have to configure a lot of things, if you've ever used your Google or Gmail, right, to create an SMTP, it's easy to do. You just go to your security, two-factor apps, additional apps, create. I'm not going to go through that whole process. So I'm going to skip creating email notification now. Phone number and the rest I'm going to do, and I'm going to change the number from here, and then I feel I feel a bit off since most of you can't see what's happening. So I think what I would do is I would end because it's 9:05. We're way past our session today. But next week we're going to continue with this, and I'm going to make sure I have my capture card ready to get this off for you. Well, if this sounds like something you want to join me to do next week and learn how much we do a lot of this and set it up, make a day with me next week. And as I said, don't forget to connect with me on all my social media handles. It is the same as a journey throughout. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, invite your friends to join and share the goodness. This has been an awesome session. Time flies when you're having fun. It sounds or feels as short, but make a day with me next week, and then we shall have some fun. Stick and stay. Come next week. Make the world a better place. Go out there, reduce the stress, do what you can, and hey, I'll catch you next week. I'm out.